And there we go. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a great day here today. I'm going to move over this TikTok comment section over there and we should be good to go. All right. So, before I get started today is definitely going to be something more of a shorter stream. Today is my sister's birthday, so this is like my only free time of the day. So, hope you guys are all having a good one here. Hey Alper, nice to see that Nvidia's making some moves, looks like. And hey Nicholas, happy to see you, my man. Guys, pretty darn good day for Bitcoin. It looks like this assassination attempt was the catalyst for Bitcoin trying to have a nice rally. I'm not saying at this point in time it is sustainable, but we do have more options now because Bitcoin is now at 61,234, which is a great place to be. We're going to be breaking down what happened to Bitcoin today, some of the Trump assassination attempt news here, just so you guys have a well-rounded idea of what exactly went on, because you are seeing quite a few tokens up today. Some are up a lot more than others. Some are just down a little bit. But most, I would say, are doing a very good job here, right? So let's get started with this. And let me turn down my music just a little bit here to make sure YouTube doesn't get mad at me. And there we go. All right. Oh, and also you can see Loki over here. Loki says hello. Loki, come here. There you go. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are having a good day here. Let me go over here very fast. Make sure not to spam though, guys. Make sure not to spam the same thing. You guys can talk about whatever you want to, but make sure not to spam. All right, so here we go. Again, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, we got a really nice move this week, and it's ending up on a Sunday. Next week could easily be going back down here, and I want to stress that for you guys, so you guys have an understanding of what's going on, right? So let's go over here very fast and poke around the daily chart. You guys can see what we're talking about this breakout, primarily in the 4-hour chart, but I just want to show you guys the daily technicals here. We haven't had that change of character that turns us back to being bullish. You can see we actually had a very large one right here. That wasn't the best. We also had another one over here. Both of these were overall bad signals. But in this circumstance, Trump, the assassination attempt kind of helped us out here, right? So because of that, let me make sure I go over here very fast. Hey Pansy, hello. What do you call it? Let me go over here very fast. There you go, the 4-hour chart. We had exactly what we were looking for here. We were waiting for momentum to shift plus the breakout, and that's exactly what we had. I told you guys I was opening up a trade a couple days ago. It ended up working out. I have sold it. I actually sold it too early, as is normal for me, but I think we're looking at a little bit better right now. Let me go over here very fast and just change one thing up here. Where is that? Do I have it? There you go. All right. But yeah, so we're seeing Bitcoin breakout right now. We basically had the first sell or the first buy signal, I would say, right here. That was telling you guys things were looking pretty good. The breakout confirmed. You could have bought here. I bought right around here, but I did not sell right now. I sold yesterday at this little spike, so I sold it well too early. Luckily for us, a lot of my positions are actually starting to turn a little bit more green here, so this is fair desk, as you guys know. We've been doing a lot of dollar cost averaging. A lot of these positions are not necessarily the best. However, you can see that Ethereum is up around 12% right now. HOT is up around 1%, not really a lot. Might have to buy more of that. ICP is at 4%. IOTX, this one, we don't really have much money in here, but I think it's just $100, up a little bit. Mostly everything else is bad. People is up 22%, Solana is up 10%, and XRP is up 0.74% after averaging down here. As far as people's concerned, it's getting close enough where I'm thinking of maybe I should start scaling out a little bit. I'm not entirely sure about this one because you can see we're breaking out here above the 50-day moving average, or excuse me, the 50. No, what are we at? There's a moving average on this one. Oh, we haven't broken out above it yet. Well, we're tapping on the 20-day moving average here. We bought it at a pretty good time, but I have a feeling I should probably sell this people off here unless something really crazy goes on. If I were to adjust this very fast, very quickly here. It doesn't have it on this one. Okay, never mind. But, you know, we are getting rejected off of that 20-day moving averages right there. So I'm thinking of maybe giving a little bit more time to kind of see what's going on. And then eventually, if I need to, I can sell it. Let me do one little thing here just to make sure everything is fine. Make sure that's all working out. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, sorry about that. But yeah, so right now Bitcoin's looking good. We're going to hop on the 15-minute chart just so you guys can see what's happening. It continues to rally on at this point. Oh, there's just the order blocks kicking in. While Bitcoin's having this nice move at this point, a lot of other tokens seem to be doing good. MOG is up 18%, Core is up 11%, Pendle's up 10%, Dog with Hat's up 9%, Floki's up 9%, Jupiter's up 8%, VeChain's up 8%, Sui's up 8%, CFX is up 8%, Bonk is up 8%, Immutable X is up pretty much 7.5%. So again, things are looking very, very good for us. It's kind of a weird technical analysis situation because, again, this was all started because of the attempted assassination of Trump. We've all seen the videos. We all know what happened there. Looks like some crazy guy that was bullied in high school, a registered Republican who likes to donate to Democrats, weird combination right there, decided to try to take his life, and he came very, very close. We talked about some of those pictures the other day, or yesterday, the bullet going right by his head. This was definitely something of a, once in a lifetime type of thing. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are older. You guys have seen this more often than not. But it definitely feels like this is something that we're not used to seeing at all. At least for me, I've never seen Obama been shot at, Trump shot at before. Besides this, Biden or Bush or Clinton. Never saw anything like that. There's more updates coming every now and again, but really there's not much new news that I've seen so far. I tried to watch the Sunday morning shows. They're very, very boring just to see if there's any more news, and I really didn't see much. The one thing I did see right here was Secret Service says RNC security plan is unchanged. Firearms allowed in the outer perimeter. So that's going to cause some confusion, I bet, maybe a little bit of chaos. But maybe we'll have to see if this can change up a little bit more, right? So let's go over here very fast, see the newest news. I was looking for any news about Trump right here. And hey, Sin, happy to see my man. The world's a stage. I mean, can you imagine what was being talked about around the world when this actually hit us? It was definitely a huge thing. Now, we all remember the big fist bump moment here. I think my audio is still working, so let's listen to that very fast. All right, and then boom. Gets everybody up, fight. Everybody's real excited. If that's not like a natural born leader right there, after you get shot, you're just like rah. It's gonna be something right for you, right? Well, it's gonna make you feel a certain way. And hey, D3W, I know what do you call it? If you have any of the news sources, I'm always happy to update them. Just let me know. At this point in time, you guys already know I'm hopping into stuff outside of crypto, like politics, all this type of stuff. Literally, if you got a website, let me know. Just tell me the website and I can try to search it up. The only thing I'm ever worried about, and this is just me being honest, you know how YouTube can target channels, and you've known that my channel has gotten taken down before. I just don't want to lose the channel if I talk a certain way. And that's really my only big problem here. And I don't have the clout to not get in trouble with YouTube, if that makes sense. Like if Joe Rogan says something kind of, something that's true, but the mainstream doesn't like it, he's fine. Jimmy Dore's show, Chris and Sagar over at that one place, Breaking Points, whatever, they can say some stuff. I can't get away with that type of stuff. Maybe one day I will, which is why, again, I'm taking it nice and slow. But if you got a website and stuff, let me know. If you're looking for any more news, mostly for now, I think I've just been going to X here to try to figure it out because a lot of people that you're talking about with all that news, it finds its way on there because X doesn't really censor anybody. And here, I'm happy to see my man Crypto pumping to close the weekly candle. Very much so. Look at that. Beautiful move right there. And just so you guys know, this is going to be a little bit more of a shorter stream, and that's because today is my sister's birthday. I am literally just going to be streaming for about maybe another hour. And then I think my grandparents are picking me up because I don't want to drive. We're heading out to dinner here. But yeah, D3W, let me know. I know all well. Trust me, I understand the fear. Yeah, a lot of fear. Remember, guys, I don't necessarily earn a lot of money from YouTube. You guys, I'm always very transparent about how much money I earn off of like the videos and stuff like that. Of all the videos that I post, all the memberships, all the super chats, only thing I've made here in the last 30 days, again, it's $720. It's not like it's some crazy amount of money. So as I grow and I can generate more revenue, you're going to see me be a little bit more free. You're going to see me more on, here I'll be posting more on just Twitter. There might be a video you guys won't see on YouTube, but you see on Twitter, TikTok, and then if TikTok's not banned by then, we'll have to wait and see. And I think some of you guys have wanted me to get on Rumble, so I have a Rumble account. I just haven't posted on there because I still have a little bit of questions about how to post, because I'm just going to make Rumble specific content because I'm too afraid of all those little choices that they have. Or I have to ask a friend that maybe is on Rumble what exactly has to happen there. Oh, and hey, GT, sorry, I missed your comment right there. If the person had been successful, the markets would have tanked hard with that said. The next few months are going to be nerve-wracking. Trump came within millimeters, centimeters, inches, whatever you want to call it, to just dying, right? And the only way apparently that he lived is they said that because he turned his head, like imagine my head right here, right? My head right here, or better yet, let me just do this, right? Imagine my head right here. You can see where my brain is, or my skull here. If I turn, right, see how all that gets pushed, my whole arm gets pushed out, going like this, and that change saved his life. And he was doing the most boring thing ever as well. What was he doing? He was talking about immigration statistics. Talking about immigration saved Donald Trump's life, which is crazy. But yeah, we would have been in a very dangerous situation as a whole, because there would have been a lot of people who would have thought that the government was like, it was the government who did it, right? It would have just been a very tense situation all around. And at this point in time, there's still a lot of give and take around everything going on here. Like you saw last night, the guy was announced to be a registered Republican, but and then they found out he's donated to Democrats in the past. But all of a sudden, you see all this. Oh, he's a Republican. It can't be It wasn't the liberals that did it. You can see how fast this is all moving and how everybody's trying to gain an upper edge on social media. It's absolutely insane right now. Absolutely insane. Do I participate in blowfin events? Yes, I do every now and again. They do have some good ones as far as airdrops and such. If there's one right now you want me to talk about, let me know. And they said, thank you very much. Sister is very, very happy for the birthday. I'm buying her a new espresso machine. I'm very excited about it. I've been promising her this for a while because she got a summer job. She's working hard. So I got her I'm getting her a nice espresso machine. Right now she's with her roommate here she's going to be staying with next year. She's known her since high school, but they're at IKEA right now shopping for furniture. And then we're going to go out to dinner and all that type of good stuff. We're going to a place in downtown Tacoma. I think it's called Weaver. Let's see if I can find out what this place is called. Let me see if I can find it. Tacoma Maps. It's a new place. Here. Duke Seafood. This place. Woven Seafood. So I'm pretty excited. Apparently it's a new place. Never been here before. Welcome to Woven. It's on the waterfront. You can have a good time here. There's seafood and fish. It's gonna be like the Whitman party. It'll be nice. And just having the family out there. We don't get together as much, but they got tuna and fish. It looks like, and crispy pork and shrimp lumpa. Basically a lot of good stuff here that I myself am going to like. But I would say that Tacoma's needed a trendy little Asian place for a while, so I'm pretty excited about that. Keeping on Bitcoin right here, we see it going up higher. I am kicking myself because yesterday when we were streaming, I sold while live right over here. And we kept on going up. And my original price target was actually $61,000. And we just hit that. I got kind of panicked with all the Trump news going on, right? But it's the most granted income for the most part. Oh, yeah. Money's always been kind of like interesting with me because I go through these phases here, especially after my mom passed. And I'm going to do a lot more stuff with my personal income, change it up, how much I spend. I need to get some of my numbers right. And this bull market's been kind of slow as far as making money unlike the normal ones. So it's been much more of a slog, but I'd rather do that nice and safe slog right now as I kind of build up a good amount of funds for a bunch of stuff I want to do, rather than trying to risk it on a biscuit and lose it all, so so to speak. Let's see. And hey, who should have been shot in jail can't be shot in there. Nah, dude. Yeah, what do you call it? No. Like, Trump's a good guy. You may differ on his policies, but no, he's a good guy, man. You don't want to see anybody dead. That's like the word. Like, death is not good. Death is not good. The market is so ready for the parabolic part. We're all ready for it. It's just, again, let me straighten this out, though. Okay, here we go. Bearish. Okay? Now, I'm hoping we can have a reversal here and we can start to go a little bit higher. I really am. There are times where this could possibly shift if something were crazy to happen, right? Like, if you think about what happened back over here, let's kind of watch this. This is back in the first initial rally of 2021, right? Or 2020, excuse me. Oh, this is 21, yeah. No, this is the weekly chart, right? We technically broke down here, but it wasn't enough. I think if we would have broke down even more, it might have actually flipped for a little bit, but we never actually had that full-on major crash moment, right? It never closed down below it. See? I think that might have triggered it. But at this point, still, this was all one big move. I think in this circumstance here, let me get out of the replay here very fast. There we go. There's still an opportunity for us at this point to maybe hold the line and then have another breakout in the future. What that chart looks like, I'm honestly not entirely sure at this point in time. I'm waiting to see what happens as we go through this national convention through the Republican Party. I think they're in Milwaukee or something like that. I think they're going to have a little bit of talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, etc. And I do think that may give a little bit of a pump towards crypto assets. So I'm patiently watching that. I am going to be actually like on the news this week, which I normally am not. And I'm going to be listening to what's going on, because once that news is said, you're going to see it relayed through all of social media, and you should see short-term buying opportunities for nice little scalps or day trades, I would say, at the minimum here. So we are looking at some really cool stuff happening. You know, I'm really happy to announce as well that Trump is still going to be able to go to Bitcoin Nashville. I was really looking forward to seeing him there as well. So he's still coming, thank God. I would have hated to, not be able to see him, because I didn't know he was coming at first, and they said he might come, then he is coming, then the assassination attempt, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was like, oh, I got 200, I can't come to this event, something like that. But I expected to be a little bit more security, I would say there. But I'm hoping that my media pass gets me to some type of access where I can at least, I won't have the access to Trump, obviously, but to maybe one of his staff members, and just be very nice and cordial with them and say, hey, I'm in the crypto space. I would love to get a quote or something. I know I'm not large enough to get that one-on-one interview like the Nelk boys and stuff like that, but just something, right? It could be a game changer. I mean, just ask him some questions, like, what do you think? And hopefully, I don't know if he'd be the one that actually, answers them, but still, something from the campaign I think would be great news here. I'm hoping to do something similar with RFK. I think RFK is much more approachable because he's just not a big dog, and he was not just almost assassinated just like less than 24 hours ago. So a lot of things going on right here. And hey, Ty, I think people still believe it's an inside job. I mean, right now there's just so many things going on right now. I think at this point, because again, just what I've seen off of the normal news here, it sounds like it was a high school kid that was bullied a lot growing up, and then he tried to take down Trump for whatever reason. I haven't had a chance to really dive into it too much. Today's sister's birthday. But I know it's not staged. Like, I know, when we were talking about this type of stuff, I know this guy was probably crazy or some shit, but I want to see what happens, what comes out with the report, as much as the FBI will give us. And I don't trust the FBI as much, so there's that. But no, if you think it's staged, there's something fucked up in your head right now. But we'll have to wait to see how this plays out. Right now, I'm just happy the guy's okay. So I'm more kind of just surprised it was able to happen. And I think that's where you start to see more of the conspiracy theories coming out, especially that it was not staged, but the other one where it was like, Biden and Democrats doing it, because you see that area, and apparently it was like 148, 150 yards away. It is very surprising that nobody had eyes on that. Nobody. There was not even a sniper there. I'm very curious to see what exactly was going on there. But I believe Mike Johnson, the head of the Republicans in the House, he's going to actually get the Secret Service head over to a committee, and they're going to ask her a bunch of questions and see what she has to say. I think this meeting will probably happen after, or this hearing will happen after the investigation is complete, though. I don't think they're going to call her in before that, to be fair. There we go. Let's shrink down this very fast, and then we can kind of peek and see how this is working out. Let's see. Hey, Zachary, how you doing, man? If my friend bought $7 in Bitcoin at 72K and put in Coinbase wallet, does it make sense to sell instantly, rebuild while it's down, your low tax loss harvesting, or just hold? It really depends on the plan. Like every time you guys make an investment, the key, and you can tell this to any friend that you guys have a plan and stick to that plan to the best of your ability. When he put that $700 in there, was he thinking of doing this as a long-term investment? Was he thinking of doing this as a swing trade, but it went down below a potential stop loss? He just didn't sell it, It really depends about that. For me, if you want to off this pop, he could definitely sell his Bitcoin. He can reinvest in any type of token he wants to. He could definitely do that. But if he wants to do that type of reset, he has to reset and then have some type of goal saying, hey, I made a mistake. I'm resetting. I'm like just cooling off for a second. And then the next time I open up a trade in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, MOG, whatever, I'm going to have a plan, whether it's swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to be disciplined. Because it's very, very hard to stay disciplined when you're first investing in crypto. Because again, a lot of times when people first get into it, they're into the FOMO spot, and then the FOMOs, and then boom, it comes back down, and everybody's, of course, very pissed off when Bitcoin goes down right after you buy it, right? There's so many memes about that right now. Hey, let's go. Does RFK get security yet or no? I don't know. They've been really stingy with RFK for some reason, which is kind of crazy because, the family fucking history. RFK Secret. I can find out some news here. So no, because when I look at the news and I just type in RFK Secret Service, all of these articles are saying here. Right? Calls grow for RFK Jr. to get Secret Service protection. Rally shooting spurs bill to boost Secret Service protection for Biden, Trump. I would assume RFK there. RFK continues to seek Secret Service protection. Threats detailed, right? So, yeah, I mean, for real. He should have it. I'm surprised he doesn't, though. That's what kind of concerns me. Like, if he, I think he's like anywhere between 10 and 20% in the polls, depending on which one you look at. That's enough. Like, if we go over here to 538 polls. Who's ahead of the national polls, favorabilities. Let's see. This one has him at 7%. That's the Nordic. Oh, I actually don't know Nordic predictive lights. Can I? All polls. Generic ballot? No, presidential general election. There you go. Actually, I'm not a pollster guy. Let me see. But you have to look at the mores right here. Kennedy has 8% right here. Kennedy has 10% here. Kennedy has 11% here, 5%, 4%, 10%, 9%, 8%, 6%. I wonder if any of these voters go over to Trump after this type of event. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to keep track of this over the next few days. But when the polls come out, I expect Donald Trump to get some type of boost from all this. You go look at Trump, and I'll find that photo, not that one. I mean, for heck's sake, look at this. 50 Cent's posted this, and it's because the song has a reference to what was going on here, allegedly, right? This one. I mean, look at that. Look at that. This is a photo for the ages. You make that black and white on top of it. I mean, the guy that took that photo is going to be rich. He's licensing that shit everywhere. It's gonna, and all the people that stole it for hats and stuff like that, they're gonna have to pay him if he wants it. So, and I would assume with a photo that iconic, he's gonna get a lot of money from that. A lot of money from that. But yeah, it's just gonna be one of those iconic photos you just can't forget. And hey, Ty, I heard that motive flying around as well. I'm on the fence because one guy notified the police twice about the kid on the roof. Yeah, we watched that video yesterday. Yeah, there was a guy that was talking to a BBC reporter. He was like, hey, I was telling the cops a few times. They just weren't doing anything. And that was surprising. I was like, damn, okay. Now, I want to hear that lane more as well being talked about. I haven't heard about that being talked about yet. Every time somebody's asked a question about it, and there have been a few questions, it's like, we'll figure that out with the report. The report will tell you. The report will tell you. The report. So I'm like, it better be a very freaking detailed report or everybody's going to be ticked the fuck off. Again, you're going to have to see the FBI, all of the agencies right now, Secret Service, they're going to have to bend over backwards and be very transparent. They cannot afford to look like they had any part in this. It would be just disastrous. We already don't trust, talking about the government and the FBI, we don't even trust the media. We don't trust them in the first place. And there are reasons for that. Let's not act like there isn't. But if they want to have at least a little bit of credibility, they're going to have to bend over backwards and they're going to have to, be very transparent about this. And I don't know that they are. I don't know that they are. Again, this is why I'm kind of happy that Mr. Johnson, or Speaker Johnson, he's going to call them out into the hearing so they can have a more open discussion. Again, it's all going to be kind of the toad line type of stuff, but we might hear some slip-ups or something like that to get us more information. Sometimes they act very political, but I think in this type of circumstance, they're going to try, again, to bend over backwards and be as transparent as possible. That's the best thing that they can possibly do here. And hey, THC to Bitcoin, they said Trump pulled a Jussie Smollett. See, he didn't pull nothing like that, though. I mean, nobody is going to choose to get shot like that. I mean, when Jussie Smollett did his thing, there wasn't a rope and his two buddies helping him out. What do you call it? If Trump, think about this. Would Trump trust a 20-year-old to shoot him in the ear and miss? You know what I mean? It's those type of things. I'm like, that's stupid. So they're going to keep saying that, but it's stupid. They're going to keep saying that for a while now. But again, that's because if you're in the political game, which most of X, TikTok, YouTube, everybody in that political sphere, what did this do? This helped Donald Trump get more votes, more sympathy. I was talking with my grandmother today, and she was asking me while I was at the haircut. Notice how there's no beard and shit anymore. She was asking me, what did I think about the shooting? And the first thing I said, yeah, he's going to get a lot of votes out of that. And she's like, yeah, he's going to get a lot of, she called it sympathy votes, right? And I was like, yeah, it's going to help him immensely. Despite the fact that it's going to help him, he's not going to risk taking a bullet. Because remember, again, Trump was already winning well before this happened. I don't think there's any way in hell that what do you call he pulled a Jussie Smollett. What did Dave Chappelle call him? Juicy Smollett. Juicy Smollett. I don't like Fox much, but at least paid off mainstream networks. What do you call it? I watch all major networks when it comes to stuff like this, rapid news. But I think it's important that, after that, you kind of find your own personal things where you like it. And that's because not every place that I read is going to have necessarily live footage. And what I was looking for at that event was live footage. And, afterwards, what happened? You saw me just hop on Twitter, because I think Twitter is the best place to find some news here. Right? Here's Biden earlier. Biden calls the attempted assassination of Trump not appropriate. Yeah, that's a weird way to phrase not appropriate. I would call it heinous or something like that, Up the verbiage a little bit. If you're going to be nasty and vitriolic to anybody in this event on your left or the right, target all that shit towards the guy that got killed, the shooter guy, right? That's who you target with that. Marco Rubio, God protected President Trump. I mean, the amount of people I've seen on TikTok saying that Trump is invited to the cookout now is absolutely insane. But you can just see how wild of a moment that was. And it's going to be remembered as a historic moment. I think people don't really understand the gravity of what just happened and how crazy this all was. Again, we talked about this yesterday. It's going to be in the history books. It's going to be one of those things in the history books here. And this also gives Trump an opportunity for his convention to try to be the big unifying candidate here. You notice that during the debate between Trump and Biden, even though Biden was kind of imploding, Trump took a few jabs at him every now and again, but he really was well composed. He wasn't like arguing and yelling and stuff like that like he did back in 2020. Much more composed. So I think Donald Trump has a very good case if he wants to go into a uniting role, sweep Biden, And I mean, he could have over like 330, 340 electoral votes. He could win the whole Midwest, everything. And it could be one of those another historic elections. But I don't know if he's going to do that yet. I would assume he's going to try, and then we'll see what happens if Democrats pick up the attacks again and stuff like that. But again, this week is going to be interesting. Now, I'm not going to be streaming the Republican National Convention. You guys can do that because I think it's a whole type of day affair on that. But we'll talk about it every night. We'll talk about some of the highlights and stuff. Usually there's some very good, impactful speeches that we hear, and I like listening to those, especially if they're talking about cryptocurrency, finance, economy, right? Social issues we could talk about a little bit, but it's just never been as exciting for me. Mostly because I'm in Washington State. Social issues over here are a little bit different than everywhere else, or the East Coast, I would say. I pulled it at 54,000. I was trying to wait for it to go back down around there, but before I put it back in, do you think it would be wise for me to wait longer or put it back in now? It really depends on how long you want to be holding it for. The way I would still suggest, as far as what I'm doing, is I'm just dollar cost averaging. I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch this bottom very clearly because of all the hawkish news from the Fed, what was going on with the CPI data, the PPI, like all the inflation numbers. So I just been dollar cost averaging basically. I've been dollar cost averaging with leverage on here, just doing spot dollar cost averaging, and that seems to be the best way forward. And at this point in time, I'll tell you, a lot of my positions are still not in the green. There are, I would say, maybe about 15 to 20% are in the green. That's not a lot. So if you just wanted to put everything in there as well, you could. But for me, I'm just adding a little bit in every week and just kind of waiting. I'll probably add more of the next few days here. I'm not entirely sure what I want to buy. But the way I view this, though, is that, again, we're still bearish on the weekly. We're still bearish on everything here. We're still bearish. So I don't want to just dive in now after it's been pumping up. If you go to some of the things that I've been buying over the last few days, like here's my people token, let me just put this on the 4-hour chart. Right. I didn't even buy the bottom, but my dollar cost averaging worked out. Now it's spiked up for just a few hours, like a day or so. And now here we are waiting to see what happens. We'll wait. I just rebought Bonk a couple days ago. Still nothing has happened here. I think I bought it right here. It popped and it went back down. So not much. You got people, Pepe over here. I might have to dollar cost average Pepe a little bit more. You can see the averages from way back over here. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. Let me go over here and let's do maybe another $50 into Pepe. And you can see it'll move it down just a nudge. Maybe back down to here perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, about, yeah. Seller right here, very low market cap token or lower market cap. You can see it's spiking up around 3% today. We are looking at an attempted breakout. Let me add in $75 to this one here. And what else is there that I can actually try to average down? Most of my things that were down 100%, they're nowhere near that bad. Maybe TUS right here. Again, a lot of these charts look exactly the same. And you can see where I've been, the averages have been moving down, but this one maybe just $50. I don't think I like that chart as much as other ones. It'll move it down a little bit more, but I could have bought way down here when everything was crashing as well. Well, actually, I did in fact, but because I'd been buying for so long, my average has been going down. You think I'm some master, but no, it just keeps on going down. I buy along with it. As far as Ethereum is concerned, that's up 11, 12%. If I buy this, I'm averaging up a nice double bottom here that almost played itself out perfectly. I can add another $100 to this, but not much more. Only reason for Ethereum is because the ETF and whatnot coming out, right? But that averaged up. Oops, let me see. Anything else that I might want to buy here? DAR is up 37%. People's up 22%. What about, we haven't talked about ADA in quite a bit of time here. But ADA already popped. Look at that. It already popped. I'm not trading that shit. Arkham's been pretty good so far. Oh, how bad has this thing been? Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, that one's tough. ARK, let me go over here to CoinMarketCap very fast. See if that's actually worth it or not. 491, it's a market cap of 58. That's worth a gamble with a $59, $60 million market cap. That's worth the gamble. I'll toss in $50 here and I'll just see where it goes. It'll be $50 with a 2x leverage on a 3. and we'll be patient, because if it gets back up here to a certain degree, you know, bang me back up to here. That's around 200%, 400% with a 2x leverage. That could work itself out. With this one, though, as soon as it hits probably like 100% down or something, I'll probably just cut my losses and sell the $50 worth, you know, or lose the $50. There we go. But that weekly chart is not inspiring confidence. Let me just explain that to you right now. At least right now, Bitcoin itself is starting to go up a little bit more. See. Hey, DW, I have the video, just don't know if I can post links here. Oh, just tell me the website, and I'm happy to look it up. Yeah, tell me the website, or you can post it on Twitter, and I can try to find it on Twitter as well. Or you can like comment it underneath one of my videos, basically, and I can do that. That's, if you want to do that, do that. That way I don't have to try to find your account. It's always a little more difficult for me. Do I have any insight on Aave is pumping? Right now, a lot of it has been because of this little bit of a rebound we've seen in cryptocurrency as a whole. Let me see if I see AVEX. Let me see. And you're talking about specifically. I don't know the exact reason why it's pumping up so much more than everything else. It could just have a little bit of a lower market cap compared to what we normally been looking at. Right now, it's hitting a nice level of resistance, so be careful with that. When I see something like that, though, I'm scaling out into that. I'm not buying that at all. I'm scaling out. I'd change the character brick structure. Yeah, you can buy into it like this. You can, but this is a 4-hour chart. I'm gonna have to wait for this to consolidate and then see what happens next. This thing is hitting a pretty big level of resistance, and I'd be a little bit more worried about that. Because there was an attempted breakout earlier in this cycle here. I know we talked about that breakdown, but go over here very fast. Right? And then Bitcoin kind of just got knocked and just knocked it all down. Now we have another one here. And again, rejected there. Now it's working out. I'd be cautious. You're probably looking to sell anywhere between 104 where it is right now, and it'll appear to $114. Oh, hold on. So let me just stream. Talk, text. It. There you go. Sorry about that. All right, but yeah, it looks like it's having a really good day. I'd be scaling out in this opportunity and waiting for another opportunity. Oh, actually, look at this daily chart. You are seeing a break of structure. Not enough of a consolidation for me, but you do see it moving up pretty well. But in these circumstances, I'm usually scaling out. But that's my personal way, right? But I don't know the exact news of what's going on. The technicals look very strong, though. Somebody's just loading up on that. It could just be a whale really just trying to buy up a good amount, because you see that steady rise. You don't see that too often in many tokens. And hey, Tony, happy to see my man. Do I think this is a fake pump? So, as of now, I think that this pump is something more of a lower high in the series of Bitcoin continuing to go down. I'll let you guys know if I get more bullish on this as time goes on. When we talked about buying this a few days ago, the only reason we were buying Bitcoin was because I talked about, hey, watch to see what happens with the momentum right here between the stochastic RSI and MACD. If we have a breakout with all those things working along, I'm going to buy it. I bought it. But remember, I bought it right over here because I was guessing that it was going to happen anyway. But we had a catalyst, we broke out, right? We also had the catalyst of Donald Trump assassination and how that's perceived to give Donald Trump a boost or an advantage in this election because, of course, sympathy for the guy that almost got assassinated. But since then, we've seen the market kind of go up a little bit more than expected, I would say. I was expecting this to maybe go back up here towards maybe at max $60,000. Everything after that, if we go over here to the daily chart. Oh, that's what's going on. Something was so wrong here. There we go. We broke back above the 20, the 200 here, and now that next level of resistance happens to be kind of around 64 to 63,000 bucks. I'd probably just cut it around 63,500 or so. So yeah, we definitely have a little bit more wiggle room to go. But in the scheme of things, it feels like it's much more still generally coming down. If we can find the way to break out above that, then we're going more into the sideways area. So I'm only doing small swing trades and some day trades in here. Otherwise, I'm just dollar cost averaging here, 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 here. You know, I'm still buying up everything, waiting, because all I'm doing at this point when I think about dollar cost averaging is two things. I'm doing the dollar cost averaging, leveraging with you guys, where I buy it, and if it pumps up, I sell pretty quickly once it's around 20 to 40%. And then with my personal funds, as you guys know, when we have these resistance levels, I'm just loading up on them, because these days we just consolidate much more than normal, you know, from historical patterns at least. And then I'm just going to sell when we get up here, you know. But the swing trades are just much more difficult now than they were just, you know, a few years ago, which is kind of the pain here. There we are. If you shoot long range, you know trajectory can be variable, and Trump honestly got super lucky. Super lucky. Dude, if there's a psycho going after your ass, you're always lucky if you survive that shit. Remember, there's a quote from a movie, and I just can't recall what it is, but there's a guy that basically says, it's not having enemies that worries me, it's having stupid enemies, right? Because they'll just do something crazy to shoot you in the street, not do anything planned in particular. So, yeah. It does have a huge effect right now. And at Freedom, I really am hoping that this is a good time for Bitcoin to have a nice breakout here. Patiently waiting for Milady to 100x for me. Milady is at a very low market cap. Milady and Mira are dark horse candidates for some really nice rallies this cycle around. I'm definitely thinking people should be buying up at least some of those here. I think I need to buy more of them on Blowfin, but I think I got to put more funds in there. So maybe I'll do that later on. And hey, Adam, this is just Bitcoin right now. I posted the YouTube video on link you last video posted. Scooter. I don't see it anywhere. Make sure to post it on Twitter right now. That way I can see it. Otherwise, I probably won't be able to, because YouTube blocks a lot of the links for me too. Bitcoin will only get harder and harder to trade with every cycle. Oh yeah, that's why I think that's why every cycle we get so much more money going into altcoins and such, and just futures in general. Remember, this cycle has definitely been something more of a crazy time. I don't know. It's been a little bit more boring than normal, a little bit more difficult as a whole. We've been focused on stuff that we're not normally focused on. You know, in 2020 and 2021, I wasn't really talking to you guys about economic data because it really didn't matter. When I talked to you guys about what Dogecoin was doing, what Bitcoin was doing, what the news was around the space, you know. But now we're talking about, you know, the Fed, interest rates, CPI data, PPI data, what's going on with the Japanese yen against the dollar and how their economy is faltering, how China's economy is fucking up right now. It's not the same, guys. It's definitely just not the same at this point here. We'll have to see. And hey, oof, Wojak chart looks like Caseoh. If you're gonna put your money into low market cap coins, you gotta be prepared. They're very high risk. The majority of people usually lose money on those types of suckers, but you never know. You never know. There's always gambles out there. You know, it's always whatever you're willing to lose, and even less than that, I would say, because you know. If you try something out new in cryptocurrency, like it's something new, you know, you're typically going to feel a bit more butterflies in your stomach. It's like, damn, that didn't work out. When in reality, you're just like, it didn't work out. It's fine, you know. Post on X. All right, let me put my headphones on very fast. See if I can actually post this right here. Let's see what's going on.
Now, Evan.
All right, hopefully I don't get in trouble for News Nation, but I think I can get away with it for a few seconds here.
You just spoke to FBI officials on the scene near the suspect's home. What did they tell you?
Oh, they're home now.
Hey, Anna, we're actually waiting right now, momentarily, any moment, to get an update from
This is a nice middle class area. It doesn't look like there's like extreme poverty going on here.
Senior FBI officials into this investigation, so I don't have any of that to report out at this point yet. But what we are learning, and this is pretty big according to some of the latest reporting coming out on this, several law enforcement officials are telling the AP that a local officer actually encountered the shooting suspect on the top of that building.
Damn.
That he's accused of shooting from, climbed up onto the roof. This was after being flagged down by bystanders who saw that suspect climb up there. And
that's actually very important because we did hear those people talking about this earlier. Now it's interesting that we're hearing that a cop actually made contact with him.
That officer apparently went up onto the roof and the suspect pointed his rifle at the officer, and that officer reportedly retreated, giving the suspect the opportunity to shoot his rifle at former President Trump. So that is one of the big things.
Oh, that is going to be brutal. That cop is never going to live that down at all.
That we are learning. That's in the latest reporting, according to the Associated Press. We are also learning.
So if they're getting that from the AP, let me go over here very fast. I think I went too fast for my computer to handle. There we go. What if I open up? There we go. I think they just have a lot of traffic on the website. Okay, here we go. So if they're getting the information from here, let's listen to see if there's any more news before we go over there.
More about the victims in this situation. Now, all three of them have now been named. This according to the Pennsylvania.
Okay, so they're talking about the victims now. All right, let's see if we can figure out exactly what it is. Okay, so Wisconsin governor asked for reconsideration on widened no-gun zone around RNC. Within minutes of Trump rally shooting, misinformation started to fly. Former fire chief who died at Trump rally used his body to shield family from gunfire. Reagan survived an assassination attempt in his response to change the trajectory of his presidency. Let's see. Here we go, a timeline. This is interesting right here. Let's see, there we go. So, let me take off my headphones now. So, the shooter at the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania was able to astonishingly get close enough to the stage, yes. So, 6:02, Trump takes the stage to the strains of God Bless the USA. He waves, cheering crowd. 6:10, rally goers notice a man climbing on top of the roof of a nearby building. A local law enforcement officer climbs the roof, according to two law enforcement officials. A man identified by the FBI as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks points his rifle at the officer, who retreats down the ladder. Crooks then quickly fires, according to the officials who spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity, sorry, I can't pronounce that, to discuss the ongoing investigation. As the first pops ring out, Trump says, "Oh," he raises his hand. "Oh, coming!" All right, guys, I gotta go. Sorry, it's my sister's birthday party and stuff. I'll see you guys a little bit later. I will make a video talking about this here pretty soon, but go to Associated Press, go to